Friends, we're working on Math Journal, page 227. The first question asks you to measure to the nearest inch, and we're measuring a crayon. Now, I've brought a crayon out. Remember to line up at home, make sure you're pulling out your own ruler and line it up at the end. And I see that this is about 3. Here's 3. Here is 1/2. Here is 4. I would say that this is about 3 1/2 inches long, this crayon. Now, your crayon in your book, that would be measured to be 4 inches. Okay, now let's look at your eraser. My eraser is right here, and when I measure that and I line it up, remember, line it up with the end again, friends. I'm going to say that my eraser here is 2, there is 3, here would be 2 1/2. So I'm going to measure that to be 2 inches. But now the one in your math journal is also 2 inches. So that was the same. Both erasers are the same. Now let's look at our marker. This is the one that I think is different. When I measure my marker and I line that up, my marker goes, here is 5, here is 6, this dash in between is 5 1/2. It is not yet 5 1/2. So I would measure this to be 5 inches. But your marker in your journal is measuring 4 1/2 inches. We're measuring to the nearest 1/2 inch there. So it would be, I would write it 4 1/2 inch. I got a paintbrush here too. My paintbrush, remember I line it up to the end. Here is 5, here is 6. That dash in between there is 5 1/2, and it's more than 5 1/2, so I'm going to measure that to be 6 inches. Mine is 6 inches, but the one in your math journal, that measures 5 1/2 inches. Now, we're not going to measure your desk. The last couple of questions you can disregard there, but I just brought out a scissor just to measure for fun here, friends. Here's my scissor because I thought you might have one of these at home. If I measure that to the nearest inch, there is 5, there is 5 1/2, there is 6. I'm going to measure that to the nearest 1/2 inch. I think it's closer to 5 1/2. So I'd have a big 5 1/2 inches. Thank you for measuring with me.